Hi guys, 18 Dapper here and welcome to this match preview for this weekend's League 2 fixture down south. It's Sutton United versus Doncaster Rovers. Let's get the video started. So guys, welcome to this match preview. It is Sutton United versus Doncaster Rovers in League 2 action. Both teams fighting for the playoffs, so I'm expecting a decent fixture this Saturday. If you're new to the channel, thank you for joining. Please consider clicking subscribe if you enjoy this and you want to see more content. It will be greatly appreciated. If you're an existing subscriber, thank you so much. Your support to the channel does not go unnoticed, so a big thank you for continuing that support. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into this one. If you are new, this is a format that we go through match previews. We'll look at previous meetings between the two clubs, current form across all competitions. I choose a Doncaster Rovers player just to say a few words about. I also choose my opponent's one to watch, so the player I think will impact the game for Sutton United in this one, but you know your club much better than what I do, so please in the comments down below let me know if there's somebody else that us Rovers fans should be watching out for in tomorrow's fixture. And then we finish the video with three predictions, the predicted team lineup thanks to FanHub. Me and the family have got a predictions league table, so there's an update on that, and then the all important score prediction to finish the video off. So let's get into this one, starting with previous meetings. Sutton and Donny not faced off too often from what I can find, so once again I enjoy learning about football and being educated, so please, if there's any more games that we have faced each other that you know of, get them in the comments down below. But I can only find three. Rovers have come out on top on two of those occasions and we've lost one. We have to go back to the 1999-2000 season for the first two games in the conference, and we shared the spoils. It was a 1-0 victory for both teams on their home patch, so a 1-0 defeat for the Rovers first, and then a 1-0 win back at Bellevue, and then earlier this season it was a 2-1 win at the Eco Power Stadium, so hopefully history isn't going to repeat itself and it be a 2-1 defeat. Unless you're a Sutton fan, you'll want that, but yeah, only three games I could find. Please let me know if there's more that I've not been able to find myself. Current form, it's going to be a tough one. I'm expecting a very good game here. Doncaster coming into this one on the back of 3 straight victories with 2 defeats before that in our last 5. Sutton on the other hand, 1 defeat and then they've had a win, 2 draws and a win, so 2 teams coming into this one in decent form. So as I say, I'm expecting a tight, tough encounter, and an entertaining one hopefully for the fans who are going. As I say, the Rovers 3 wins on the bounce with 3 clean sheets as well. I think that'll do the squad the world of good confidence wise coming into this one, but I think we need to take every game as it comes. As fans, we look forward to the next few. I mean, we've got Bradford and Stockport coming up, massive game after massive game, but for the lads, take every game as it comes. There's going to be different challenges in each game. I mean, you look at the last 3 that we've had, Tranmere, Swindon and Barrow. 3 very different teams, 3 very good teams, but all had the different challenges in each game. I think Tuesday wasn't our greatest performance overall. I don't think we got out of second gear really, but we didn't need to. Barrow huffed and puffed but never really blew the house down in terms of our defence. They had a couple of opportunities but nothing clear cut, so I think Rovers were quite happy just at that level, at 1-0 up, and I think we had a couple more levels to go to had it gone back to 1-1. I do still think that Miller needs more support up front though. I think we're lacking creativity in the midfield, but can't grumble. 3 wins against tough opposition. I think it's kept our season on track. We're just outside of playoffs. We've got a game in hand over, I think it's Salford. We've got a game in hand over Sutton as well. So yeah, we're positioned fairly well, but there's still a lot of work to do and there's still a lot of football to play before the end of the season. So I think this period, I said it a few weeks back, pivotal. 3 wins from it so far. Can't really ask for any better, could we? On to Sutton. A win for them in this fixture tomorrow will leapfrog them above us in the table, but it won't put them in the playoffs regardless of Bradford or Stockport's results. They currently sit 4 points away from the top 7. They'll be looking to add to their midweek win, a good win against Swindon, just to remain in touching distance of the top 7. I think if Bradford Stockport and us win, it's widening that gap, and it could become unassailable should that continue. So I think they'll be looking to get the full 3 points tomorrow against Doncaster. 2 late goals midweek sealed the win, so we've got to be switched on for the full 90 minutes. And from the stats, it looks like Sutton are not afraid of having a pop at goal. 22 shots, only 3 on target though, so that's a cause for concern. But they've got those 22 shots off in 44% of the possession. So for me, that also shows that they can use the ball extremely well, even if they don't have it that often. So I think our defence has got to be switched on for the full 90 minutes to come away with something in tomorrow's fixture. So yeah, anybody's to call this one. 2 good teams in decent form and not a lot of history to base any sort of decision on. On to player profile for this video, I'm going with Luke Molyneux, 24-year-old, is one of our attacking midfielders, and I'm so happy for him. He broke his duck last Saturday at Swindon with 2 goals, like buses. He's not scored all season, and then he scores 2 in one game. I think it was 3 minutes apart as well. So yeah, over the moon for Luke. I think he's shown signs of what he's capable of. Very tricky on the ball, quick feet. I think he's just been trying to do a little bit too much. I think the pressure of the expectation has been on him, and it's been a difficult season. He's come with, last season he scored 12 for a poor Hartlepool, so a lot of fans were expecting big things from Luke this season, and he's not delivered it yet. Like I say, there's still a lot of football to play, and I'm hoping that the 2 goals against Swindon has boosted his confidence. You could see it on Tuesday night. It was absolutely overflowing with confidence. Came very close in the first half to getting another goal. I just hope that it opens the floodgates for him and he does get 4 or 5 more before the end of the season and then push on into next season. I've got him down to score tomorrow. Fingers crossed I'm right. On to the opponent's one to watch. So this one was quite a tough one to pick. I think Sutton are full of players who complement each other, and there's not really one standout player within the squad. Everybody's chipping in with goals and assists, but I've gone with the only one that I could really go with, and that's because of how impressive he's been since he arrived in January, and that is Lee Angle from Bradford. 28 years old, centre forward, 4 appearances, and he's scored 2 goals in those 4 appearances. So he's hit the ground running at Sutton. I hope we can halt that run that is on. He scored 2 in 2, so he'll be coming into this one full of confidence. Keep him quiet, and like I say, it's difficult because I think it's a squad where the sum of the individual players is greater than the whole. Is that how that saying goes? I don't know. In the comments, how does that saying go? I can't remember, but they're working very well together. So I think we've got to work as a unit to get anything from this game. But I've highlighted Lee Angle as the one to watch for Rovers fans in tomorrow's fixture, playing for Sutton. Now onto the predicted team lineup. This is thanks to FanHub. If you've seen my socials last week, you'll see that I've got the away kit. It's one of the features that the FanHub app delivers. You get rewarded for supporting your team, so I'd recommend downloading it if you haven't already. And follow my socials, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff is in the description down below. And this is my predicted team lineup for tomorrow's fixture. I'm going unchanged from Tuesday night. Mitchell in goal, a back 3 who I thought was superb on Tuesday night of Joe Olowu, Ben Nelson, who's a different level, and Tommy Rowe, because I think Anderson, struggling with his foot, might be out for a couple of weeks. Wing backs of Maxwell and Brown. Maxwell finished his opportunity off fairly well on Tuesday night and got us the win. In the midfield, Ben Close and Charlie Lakin, with Molyneux and Hurst just in front supporting George Miller, and they need to be supporting him a little bit more. I don't begrudge him the task of a lone striker, but that's the starting 11 that I'm going to predict. Hopefully I'm right and get the 11 out of 11, which gets us a few more points and prizes on the FanHub app. And hopefully that's the starting 11 to get us 3 points in tomorrow's fixture. Moving on to the Predictions League table. So if you're new to this, me and the family predict the scoreline for every single league game this season. If we get it spot on, we get 3 points. If we get the outcome of the game right but not the scoreline, we get 1 point. If we get it completely wrong, nil point. And Tuesday night, my dad went with a draw. Chris, Max and myself all went with wins, but unfortunately none of us got the correct scoreline. So points are added, but no change in terms of position. You've got Chris and Max joint top on 21 points, and then Dad and myself joint third. I'm not bottom anymore, I'm joint third on 11 points, 10 points behind Chris and Max. That's a lot to catch up on. I think the title is between Chris and Max. Me and my dad are fighting for the wooden spoon in this one. And that takes me on to my score prediction. As I've said numerous times in this video, I think it's a tough one to call. There's not a great deal of history to base any sort of opinion or decision on. I think it's two teams coming into it in good form as well in the league. I think it's going to be a difficult one. And you know what? I think we will cancel each other out. I am going with a hard-fought, end-to-end 1-1. And you know what? I think I'd take that after 3 straight wins, stay unbeaten going into Bradford in our final game of February. So 1-1, let's bring a point home. I'd love to bring all 3. And that's where I'm going to leave this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please stick a big thumbs up on it first, please. If you haven't, write in a comment down below why you haven't enjoyed it, and I'll try and take that feedback and improve in the future. If you haven't already, please click the subscribe button. All that's left for me to say is thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.